bleubricks by PropertyLimBrothers is here today in District 4 at Telok Blangah Crescent, where you get a myriad of amenities, food options, as well as nature parks. Not only are we well connected by trains, buses and expressways, but we are also smack right next to the Greater Southern Waterfront transformation.
I found my way, I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day. Cause I found my way, I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. Cause I found my way.
Stay tuned with us all the way to the very end as we are going to share with you 5 BB reno ideas for this home. Let's go! Now let's talk BB facts. 25 Telok Blangah Crescent TOP'd in July 1975 and has a remaining lease of 52 years. It is a point block made out of 5-room flat type standing at 25 stories high. The unit we are here today is on level 2 with a beautiful greenery view from your dining room. Now for the BB floor plan analysis. Our unit here is a 5-room flat standing at 119 square meters. We have 3 bedrooms, 2 baths and an enclosed kitchen. The living and dining area is in an L-shaped fashion. We also have an additional recess area, so the layout of this home is well utilized and uncommon in newer flats. So starting here at the recess area, this is where you can place your bulky items such as your bicycles or have your shoe cabinet for easier access just before you head out. The living room is generously sized and this is where you can place an L-shaped sofa, coffee table with a good distance away from your TV console. Over here you have lots of natural sunlight coming in as you have 6 panels of window space and you don't get hit by direct afternoon sun as this orientation faces north. Laminated timber floorings have already been done up for the living and dining area with cove lights and a ceiling fan already installed. There are no built-ins in the living room, so essentially it is a blank canvas that you can play around with. As we head to the back, this is where you can find your dining area. The current setup right now is actually an 8-seater, but what you can do is you can actually place a round table if you wish to do so. Over on the other end is where you get your home office or study area, and this is ideal because you get the east orientation as well as 4 full length of window panels. If you get tired after a long day of staring at the computer, you can just take a look outside where you can find lots of greenery. Now let's talk more about the location. We are located within close proximity of Tiong Bahru MRT station on the east-west line, Telok Blangah MRT station on the Circle Line, and Harbour Run MRT station on the northeast and Circle Line. There is a bus stop that services 6 bus lines just beside our block, and we are in close proximity to AYE, CTE, and West Coast Highway. Malls around the area include Vivo City, Tiong Bahru Plaza, and Great World City. We are within the vicinity of 4 markets and food centres, namely Telok Blangah Crescent Market, Telok Blangah Rice Market, Telok Blangah Market, and Bukit Merah View Market. For nature lovers, you'll be delighted to know that we are near Mount Faber Park, Henderson Waves, Telok Blangah Hill Park, Keppel Hill Reservoir, Labrador Park, Hot Park, and the popular hiking trails along the southern reaches. We are also just right beside Safra Mount Faber and Radin Mas Community Club. If you're looking for a short weekend getaway, we are just within a 10-minute drive to Sentosa Island. Schools within 1 kilometre include Radin Mas Primary, CHIJ Telok, and CHIJ St. Teresa's Convent. Just beside your dining space is where you have your enclosed kitchen, and this is a very sizable kitchen where you can stretch your countertops from end to end for more meal prep area. So if you pull up the original floor plan, this was actually where the original sink was. What the owners have done is actually to shift the sink over here to make the whole kitchen more seamless. Top and bottom cabinetries have already been done up, and if you want to reuse the original carpentries, what you can do is to actually throw on a fresh coat of paint or do a laminate overlay. At the back of your kitchen, this is where you can find your service yard, where you can place a washer and dryer, and also where you have your refuse chute. Your common toilet is conveniently located in the kitchen, and the owners switched the entrance from the dining area over to the kitchen to maximize the dining area space. You get a spacious bathroom with a ventilation window, and HIP has already been done back in 2018. I'll pass the time now to Bryan, who will take you through the rest of the home tour.
Alright, now that Tabitha has really brought you through half of the home tour video, we hope that you got a good sensing on the kind of layout here. I just want to kind of talk a little bit about the unique characteristics of this location here within this Telok Blangah Crescent vicinity. The mix here in terms of the housing residential units here, there is a very low density in terms of the private housing condominium segment, with the bulk of it coming from the public housing HDB segment. And in terms of 5-room categorization, there is actually a very low supply, given that there are only 3 units at this present point in time that is being up for for sale. And given the scale of how many HDBs there are within this locale, it will then shed some light into how rarely residents here actually puts up their listing up for sale. Because if we were to look into it in detail, one thing that we will immediately notice is that there are actually multiple nodes of amenities all within walking distance from this specific location. So residents just find staying here so convenient, and on top of that, at such a palatable quantum, only at about 700 odd thousand. So I think before that, let's talk a little bit about the pricing comparison within this facility itself. So as mentioned, there are only 3 available listings at this present point in time in the 5-room categorization. Price point between the 750,000 to 850,000. Next up, we have the Telok Blangah Heights, 8 available listings in terms of the 5-room categorization. Price point between 630,000 to 860,000. Next, we have the Telok Blangah Drive vicinity, 7 available listings for sale. Price point between 600,000 to 690,000. Lastly, we have the Depot Road, 8 available units. Price point between 690 to 840,000. Coming back to our unit here at Block 25, Telok Blangah Crescent, standing at 1281 square feet, pretty generous in size. Asking price is only at $700,000 negotiable, which is an extremely palatable quantum. And if you like what you see, we're going to do a financial breakdown through our BB financial analysis. And one thing that you would have known is that for this specific block, the balance lease stands at 52 years balance lease. With the new implementations from 2019 onwards, is actually based on this thing called the 95-year-old rule. The balance lease of the property as well as the youngest buyer must meet the age of 95 years for you to fully utilize the loan to value applicable to you, as well as to use 100% of your CPF based on the valuation amount. What this means for you as a buyer is that the available buyer pool out there in the market will be slightly more as compared to the previous kind of regulations whereby below 60 years, your loan as well as CPF usage will be prorated. Now that with this flexible kind of ruling is that the available buyer pool out there will be more as long as they meet this 95-year rule. However, on the flip side, if let's say they do not meet this 95-year rule, the prorated amount based on the loan to value as well as the CPF usage, this will be dependent on how much the shortfall is based on this 95 amount. To actually calculate this, you can actually head down to the CPF website based on the CPF usage calculator, or you can just drop us a text and where we will be more than glad to actually crunch the numbers for you instead. Another question that most HDB buyers will have out there is that, should I actually go for a HDB or a bank loan? So first up, we actually have the HDB loan. So this is for buyers who prefer kind of minimal down payment option. The minimum down payment for this mode of financing is at 15%. You can either pay with full CPF or part cash. The loan to value is capped at 85% based on a 22 years loan tenure. Interest rate pegged at 2.6% at this present point in time. This will work up to a mortgage sum of 2,962 per month. For this mode of financing, the caveat is that for the interest rate is at slightly higher as compared to a bank loan. So on the flip side, we actually have the bank loan. The down payment for this is slightly higher at 25%. Loan to value capped at 75%. Loan tenure 22 years. Interest rate at this present point in time is at 1.5%. This will work up to a monthly mortgage of 2,336 per month, which is slightly lesser than what you'll be forking out on the HDB side. Alright, so what we think is that ultimately it depends on what is your comfortable level for you as a buyer, as well as what is your risk appetite. How much are you comfortable forking out on a monthly basis, as well as your upfront initial down payment. And one thing to note is that all these figures mentioned is without the inclusion of any HDB grants, which for a HDB resale property, the maximum that you can actually obtain is actually at 160,000. So this is one interesting point to take note. So what this means for you is that if you do receive any HDB grants, your monthly outgoing will be a bit lesser as well as your initial down payment. We are in the first common bedroom, and one thing that you will have noticed is that the owners have actually hacked down the walls right here surrounding the bedroom, and in replacement for that, they have actually installed a translucent kind of glass panel. Most of what you see here is actually movable. So in that sense, when you do come in as the new owner, this will essentially be a blank canvas for you to do up the room to your own liking. The only fixtures here is mainly the air conditioning as well as the downlight. Wardrobe panel in this corner, some storage paneling here as well. Simple setup, a super single size bed. All in all, I would say that this bedroom can comfortably fit in queen size bed or even a king size bed with still ample space to maneuver around with a wardrobe as well as a study desk. Coming into the second bedroom, very kind of simple setup. What you have going on right here is a queen size bed. You have a simple working desk over in this corner. You do have floor to ceiling height, 4-panel wardrobe space. Even with all this kind of existing setup, you still get lots of ample space to kind of maneuver around. Window panels more than sufficient to illuminate the entire space. Wall to wall, you have actually 6 panels of windows for you to actually illuminate the entire room itself. Just before we head into the master bedroom, one thing that we would really like to point out is that this kind of layout layout is actually not typically found nowadays, where you do get a very elongated walkway towards the bedroom space. The master bedroom is actually directly across the second bedroom. You do get this little pocket of space here, which Tabitha has shown you earlier. Very flexible use of space. You can actually use the existing setup for a work from home station. At this present point, we are actually standing in the master bedroom. Very kind of squarish shape. Queen size setup. You got a sliding panel or wardrobe space. Very large kind of fashion sliding. You got some empty space here, so this is where probably you can do up your vanity counter for those ladies out there. Very nice area with some natural lighting coming in as well. Some feature wall. All these kind of storage spaces are actually movable. Over here, this is actually where your master ensuite is being located. HDB work has been completed just a couple years back. Most of it is still in a good working condition. You got WC, your vanity closet, your standing shower area. Very simple setup. Alright, so now that you have taken a look at the entire place, here are 5 BB Reno ideas for your consideration. BB Reno number 1 is actually to isolate this entire area here with a glass partition. BB Reno number 2 is actually to level out this entire area to be in line with your living room. Push out the main door to be here instead, and all this will actually be your internal space. BB Reno number 3 is to actually redo the entire kitchen existing setup into a elongated wall-to-wall L-shaped countertop instead, for more storage as well as countertop space. BB Reno number 4 is actually to install a glass partition over here to separate between the wet and dry area for the bathrooms. BB Reno number 5, coming back to the study area, if you do require another functioning bedroom, probably you can do up a partition wall with a sliding door instead, and this can be your 4th functioning bedroom. So if you like what you see at this 5-room category model standing at 1281 square feet, asking price only at $700,000 negotiable.
If you'd like to arrange for a physical viewing, do give our BB team a call. Do remember to hit like and subscribe buttons on our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram and TikTok channels for more content. My name is Tabitha.
Bryan, bleubricks by PropertyLimBrothers. Always happy to show you the place.
Where you get to get. Sorry. From here. From here.
Bleubricks.
Okay, sorry. I need to say the name again.
Bleubricks by PropertyLimBrothers.
Okay.